Jayden Daniels has been putting on one of the most electric rookie quarterback seasons we've ever seen. Throughout this season, I've been comparing this Commanders team to last year's Texans team. Both had an amazing rookie quarterback and coach that led them out of their shithole franchises historically, respectively. As good as CJ Stroud's rookie season was, Jayden Daniels feels different and even better than that. One of the main things that is a difference is their playoff performances. Last season, we saw the Texans beat the Browns in the first game of the playoffs and then get beat by the Ravens in the second game. It was at that point in the playoffs that the Texans played the Ravens that it didn't really matter if the Texans beat the Ravens. They had already demolished their preseason expectations, and with a rookie quarterback, no one was expecting much more than what had already been accomplished at that point. And there was a similar feeling with the Commanders this season. They had an amazing regular season, got into the playoffs, beat a very capable playoff team against the Buccaneers. At this point in the season, Jayden Daniels and the Commanders had nothing left to prove. It wouldn't matter if they lost 30-0 against the Lions. They did as much as they needed to in one season, especially one rookie season. But they didn't settle for that. On January 18th, 2025, the Commanders did the unthinkable, knocking the number 1 seed Lions out of the playoffs entirely in a complete shootout. I want to go over a few things that Jayden Daniels does really well, especially with film from that Lions-Commanders game as an example, as well as discuss some of the important stuff that Jayden does that we can look to the future of for NFL prospects and rookie quarterbacks to decide what kind of guys are going to turn their franchises around and be this level of good, which is really not that doable. Jayden Daniels is playing at a stupid high level. In case you were wondering, this was going to be a bootleg film session. I don't have the access to all 22 film or a really good way to break down film, but this is just going to work for now. It's not that big of a deal since we're just breaking down one quarterback and not the entire field. But starting with this first play early on, this isn't going to seem like much. It's just a simple, quick pass outside to Terry McLaurin, who does most of the work. But one thing you have to understand here is if you look at this the defensive line that the Lions have, all these guys down on the line of scrimmage, Jayden Daniels has to take awareness of that before the ball is snapped. He's seeing that, hey, a run here isn't going to work. And if you pay attention, although it might be quick and might not be much, this is actually an option. Right, he can hand this ball off. He can probably take it himself if he wants, but that's obviously not going to work, and that's not what the play is needed to do. So he's not even worried here about getting this fake off to his running back. He just wants the ball, and he wants to sling it as quickly as he can. He sees the mismatch. He sees one cornerback over there and a linebacker that's going to have to flood over and clean up when Terry McLaurin gets his ball in his hands, and Jack Campbell coming across the middle there. So this may not seem like much, but these are some of the plays that he does that maybe this isn't a bunch of athleticism that's just unmatched. This is just quick thinking. This is a solid quarterback making fast decisions, getting the ball out of his hands. And there it goes, first down on 2nd and 4. Next up, we have another look from the Detroit Lions where they have a bunch of dudes on the line of scrimmage, most of which are blitzing. Jayden Daniels gets the ball, and this is just another one of those situations where, hey, it's not a lot of impressive stuff, but he sees the blitz coming. He sees everyone down on the line of scrimmage, everyone coming to get him, and, he doesn't run around or get scared or anything. Just take your drop back, maybe add an extra few steps because you're getting this ball out quick, and he dumps it over to Austin Eckler, who's going to pick up this first down pretty nicely. These are the things that good quarterbacks do. They get the ball out fast. They punish defenses for whatever they do, like I'll be talking about later. Whether it is a blitz and they're sending a lot of heat, you punish them on that blitz by getting it to your pass catcher in the face of that pressure in the soft spots. And if they're not blitzing, then you take your time, sit in the pocket, and make a good read. But this is one of those situations where he's getting a lot of pressure, just going to dump the ball down. Again, nothing too big here and bright, but keep in mind, these are the things you do when you want to be an excellent quarterback, a commander of the field. Moving on to the next play here early in the first quarter. This might be a play that would be nice to have all 22 film, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll still see it and still be able to work out what's happening. We're getting a 7 or 6 man blitz here to off-ball guys, 1 safety and 1 linebacker, and then 4 down coming after him. So again, he wants to get this ball out, rip it out quickly. He's in motion to throw this ball before the break is made. Nice little out route there in the soft spot where that blitz is punishing for the Lions. Like I said, the mistakes, and they're not even mistakes that the defense is making. This is a called blitz. This is what they wanted to happen. The Lions obviously didn't want to get the ball out quick, but the goal is confuse the quarterback, make sure he doesn't know where he's supposed to go with the football, make sure he doesn't know where his outlets are. But that's what Jayden Daniels does so well, and he sees all these guys at the line of scrimmage early on. They obviously motion up and are moving last second. That's something he notices, and he knows he's got to rip this thing out wide pretty quickly. So it's another big first down for Jayden on second down here. And then on this play, we kind of have the opposite. He's sitting in an empty set by himself. We only have 4 coming, 3 on the line and 1 blitzing to the right. He doesn't just take this ball and immediately rip it out. He's got a couple seconds to sit here and make a read. And that's exactly what he does, right? So we see him sitting there in the pocket for a minute, and he's just going to dice to his outside receiver there, sitting by himself. It's another easy completion for Jayden. You give him time to sit in the pocket, he's going to make you pay. You blitz him with 6, 7, 8 guys, he's going to make you pay. This is what great quarterbacks do. Another situation where we're only getting 4 men pressuring. And the Lions, if you pay attention to the linebacking core, I wish I had a better clicker, but if you see here, these guys kind of stuttering up before the snap, or right at the snap, and then they drop back into cover. So we're probably getting some sort of like cover 2 look, I'm guessing, especially with all these linebackers and dudes down towards the line of scrimmage. I feel like it's almost worse, as good as Jayden Daniels is against the blitz, and he's really good against the blitz. It's almost worse to let him have time in the pocket here. That's where a lot of his biggest plays come in, because he's just sitting back there. He takes the ball, not a care in the world. He might get a cup of coffee back there. Good protection from the O-line, obviously, but he's not panicking. He sees, he can see these guys right here and want to move around and get kind of skittish and whatever, like some quarterbacks, especially athletic quarterbacks, do, but he doesn't. He's just sitting. He knows his read's going to get open. I bet you he knows exactly what coverage the Lions were in. Boom. Diami Brown in the corner. That's kind of one of the things that tells me this is probably a cover 2 look. I wish I had all 22 film, but getting over in that hole between the deep safety and the flat defender. And also, huge shout out to Cliff Kingsbury this season, who's been an awesome play caller for them. Awesome at drawing up these plays and putting the right situation in. But Jayden Daniels just doing his thing, man. You give him time in the pocket, he's going to make you pay. You blitz him, he's going to make you pay. He doesn't care which one you do. He takes exactly what you give him. Now, here's a really big one. It's early in the second quarter, 3-7. Lions have a little bit of a lead here. It's 4th down in the red zone and in the 10. What's Dan Quinn going to do? It's obvious. He's going to go for it. If it's short yardage, he's obviously going to go for it. Now, being that it's 4th down, there's a couple different things you want to do on 4th down. Either a quick designated decision or a lot of options that your athletic quarterback can run around and make. It seems to me more often than not, they want Jayden Daniels to make these quick decisions because that's what he's really good at. As athletic as he is, as much as he can move around and make plays happen, they like him making fast decisions because his brain just works at a different pace than other quarterbacks. And I don't mean other rookie quarterbacks. I mean just other quarterbacks in the league. His brain works at a completely different pace. So here we are on 4th and 3. Hutt gets the ball, 1, 2, quick stutter. He's ripping this to Mr. Hand, Zach Ertz. That's his guy in this situation. Now, if you're like me, you probably were, before the season were like, didn't even think Zach Ertz was on the team. you maybe forgot that he didn't retire. And then if you realized he was on the Commanders, you're like, oh, okay, so he's probably just sitting back there. He's a borderline a coach, right? Like he's not playing. He's been one of Jayden Daniels' main rocks this season. This has been his guy, especially in these situations. So when you have a quarterback that's got his guy, Mr. Sure Hands here on 4th down, that's who he wants to rip it to. And that's just, again, like I said, quick decision, get the ball out. Don't let pressure scare you. Hit the dude you're most comfortable with hitting in this situation, and that's a really big first down there. Get him on the goal line. Next up, we have somewhat of a 6-man pressure. The linebackers one of the linebackers is mainly just blitzing because he sees his man, his running back is blitzing, but it's my guess that we're getting man coverage here. And just quick decision, get the ball out, few steps back. You can see Jayden Daniels' face here. There it is. He's looking over this way, kind of. And then as we progress, he snaps his head back over right here to where he wants to go with the ball. So he's making progressions. He's going through his progressions here. Just whip that thing out, have a little stop route. And Dyami Brown, who's been coming around, has been playing a lot better for them and has been another one of Jayden Daniels' guys. So the thing is here, we're almost halfway through this film. Not a lot of incredibly impressive plays, but these are the plays that lead to a quarterback being what Jayden Daniels has become. And he's going to make, we're about to get into some plays that are kind of stupid, but you can't forget plays like this right here. This is where quarterbacks earn those big contracts, being able to do stuff like this. Because again, this is a situation where the Lions are blitzing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This guy's coming here in a second. So he can't sit in this pocket all day. In fact, if you look here right before he lets it go, he's got someone breathing down his neck. He's got 2 right here. Get this thing out. Get it out before the cornerback on the route realizes what's going on and can drive on it and pick up this first down right here. Great play from Jayden. Next play, this one's not really a big one for Jayden exactly. It's more Terry. But kind of similar situation to that first play we watched. We're seeing a large mass of human beings here. Large mass of human beings. Another situation where we've got an option. He can hand this ball off if he wants. He has the ability to do that. He also has the ability to probably pull it. But this is smart football from Jayden. This isn't just someone else doing all the work. You have to realize the importance of being a quarterback and commanding the field and putting your guys in the best situations to succeed. And that's exactly what he does on this play here. I think we know what's going on. But really quickly before we get through it, pay attention here. We got 1, 2, 3 Commanders receivers all bunched up. And they got one corner pressed up and a safety about 10 yards off. Another safety that's on the other end that's going to have to try to clean up. Isn't really going to have the ability to. Jayden Daniels gets his ball. Again, quick show to the running back. He does not need to spend his time faking this. He knows, based on the situation, it's not important to fake. It's not important to show run here. Even though he has the ability to hand this ball off, that's not important. Just rip this thing out. Get it to number 17. That's your guy. We got both blocks here. Just dominant blocks from the receivers. That's awesome stuff. I love seeing receivers that can block. Terry McLaurin houses this. Makes a really big play. Really big play. That's special right there. So again, we're seeing some of these plays from Jayden that he's not doing all the work, but he's allowing his guys to work. And that's one of the best things you can do as a quarterback. That's one of the best things you can be as a quarterback. That's something he seems to understand very well. Next one, this isn't a pass, this is a run. Just to show off his athleticism. I'll just let this one play out without even really breaking anything down, just so you can see the pacing of this and his athleticism, his running ability. Get out of bounds there. He's not, one thing I will point out, he doesn't get greedy. It's 2nd and 2. You have a lead here. You don't need to turn this upfield. and get hurt or risk fumbling or anything, that's Alex Anzalone right there. That's a bad man. I wouldn't want to be trying to break tackles off him. That's a bad dude right there. So he uses athleticism, get out here, pick up the first down. He doesn't need to just take a knee here, so he's gonna run out, get those extra couple yards, but he's not risking anything here. That's smart football. That's taking care of the football. That's one of the things we mean when we say taking care of the football. Because some guys here, they get to this spot and they try to make a play going this way. And they may fumble, they may not fumble or whatever. Regardless, to me, that's still a quarterback that isn't really taking care of the football, especially situationally. Now, if this is like 3rd and 10 and he had to run this and they're down or whatever, sometimes you got to make a play. But just being smart and getting out of bounds here, that's the exact right thing to do. Next play, we get an absolute piss missile from Jayden. This is one of the best passes I think I've ever seen in my life. And that's not an exaggeration. This is an absolute stunner of a pass. I think we've all heard, or most of us have heard, the quote from Dan Marino that there's no defense for the perfect pass. What we're about to watch is the perfect pass. I'm just gonna let it play out first because it's that stunning. Damn. Let's watch that back because I have to. So first of all, let's get the count here. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 guys. 6 guys rushing. He knows he wants this deep shot. He knows this is the time he wants to take a shot down the field. It's before half. It's only 2nd and 8, so it's a little risky. But you know what? He knows he can make this throw. He knows he can put this on the money. So he's going to drop back maybe a little bit more than he needs to here. Just get that extra space because he doesn't need a whole bunch of time. He needs that extra second. And yeah, this guy right here is coming. Another quarterback might get kind of scared, want to rip underneath here or run out and try to make this throw. But like I said, he doesn't need a whole bunch of extra time. He's just buying himself about less than a second here to get this ripped out. And just that ball is insane. It's double coverage, but it really isn't. I'm guessing since we're blitzing, we've got, maybe Arnold's supposed to be the man, and then we had a safety over the top. Maybe this is kind of like a cover one hole situation. It's 2 guys covering one, but it really isn't, especially if you throw this ball as perfectly as he does. And if you look here, De'Ami Brown's eyes are covered. That's how special this football is thrown. He's just running under it, and he just has to open his arms and catch it. He stays on his course here through this run. He doesn't slow down at all. He doesn't speed up. He doesn't lunge out. He doesn't do anything different to make this catch. Just right on his number. It's on number 2. It's on that number 2 on his chest. You can't throw a better football. Some guys can hit the door. Some guys can hit the handle. And Jayden Daniels hits the keyhole on this. There's not a lot to break down here. It's just such a special play. That's special accuracy. Now, I've been showing you all these plays of Jayden playing on time and getting the ball out quick and recognizing pressure and knowing where his outlets are. This is one where he's just making a play. Shoot or shoot. I don't know what happens here or why this was called the way it was called. But everyone's going to the right, which means you got two guys that are left unblocked. One's this, a blitzing safety. That makes some sense. I don't know why this guy ended up not getting blocked. But it's a mismatch regardless. So you either got to get the ball out quick or we got to get out of the pocket. And he's on the move very quick. He doesn't sit around waiting to see if, is my tackle going to come back and clean this up? No, I'm just going to use my legs and take off. And this is where we see a special kind of athleticism from Jayden here. I'll let this one play out again so we can see the full scope of his speed. There you go. Get off me. Bang. First down. We're done. Great play from Jayden there. We got another show of his athleticism here. 4th and 2. This is more than anything a mistake from the Lions, a couple Lions defenders. But we got to realize Jayden's about to capitalize off that mistake again, like we've been talking about. I'll let this one play out. He just takes off, hit that corner, and get the first down. So what's going on? We have, I believe this was Terry and Arnold. I believe it was. He bites on the run. I get it. It's 4th and 2. Trying to make a stop. It seems like they're going inside with it. But you got to keep the athletic quarterback in mind that's just been lighting it up. You got to keep him in mind. He's turned ready to run. He's about ready to hit full speed, and Arnold's still looking down at this hole to find the running back, who isn't there. Well, he's there, but he doesn't have a ball in his hand. And Jayden takes off towards his corner here. Great play, great play. Another show of the athleticism here. This play is just impressive. Not a lot to point out and read out, but I'll show it anyways because good stuff from Jayden here. Making a play when they need it most. Hopping around, running, picking up that first down. That's a different kind of athleticism right there. That's not like a, no offense to these other quarterbacks, but that's not a Brock Purdy. That's not a Bo Nix. That's a different kind of athleticism here to get that, secure that first down there in a big moment. Last play, we have another 4th down situation. This time, instead of going to his main dude on these situations, we're going to go to our other main dude, Terry, Scary Terry. I love the fact the blocking assignment wasn't picked up great from the offensive line. This dude's coming. And he legit wants to kill Jayden. Like he's looking at a pot of gold here. Free release to run after the quarterback. I promise you, this dude is as hyped up as he's ever been. And the way Jayden is acting, this is one of the reasons this dude's hyped up. The way he's acting is like he doesn't see him coming. But what I love from Jayden is he does see him coming. He's just not panicking. He doesn't care that he's coming because he just has to wait a certain amount of time till he can get this ball out. And once he has the ability to get this ball out, waiting for Terry to cross over here, all this jumbled up mess to clean up and get Scary Terry across, he lets this thing fly. I'm open. I'm going to let this fly. Big first down on 4th and 2. Keep that lead. Down on the 1-2 yard line. So after going over the film, I think it helps explain some of what Jayden Daniels does really well. I avoided using this one specific word that I'm about to say because if you haven't noticed, it's the only word that analysts can use to describe Jayden. You probably heard it 70 million times during the Lions-Commanders broadcast. The truth is, Jayden Daniels is extremely poised. Now, again, you've heard that a million times. So let me give you a little bit of a definition of what that word means. Having a composed and self-assured manner. Based off the film we just watched, that's really a very accurate way to describe Jayden Daniels' film and how he plays. He rips darts in the face of pressure, he sits in clean pockets to read the field, he has the amazing ability not only to use his athleticism, but to recognize when his athleticism is necessary or not. He's great against the blitz because he knows where the weak spots are and his quick outlets are, and has the ability to get the ball out in time without panicking. He's also great against standard 7 deep coverage because if you give him time in the pocket, he will pick you apart. It truly is unfortunate for every other rookie quarterback coming into the NFL within the next few years because this is the standard. This is the bar that's been set. Can you match Jayden Daniels? I doubt anyone's going to do that for a while. Although CJ Stroud and Jayden Daniels coming in the NFL within 2 years makes it seem like this is just the new thing, I find it highly unlikely that we're going to get another Jayden Daniels or CJ Stroud next season, especially at this level.